Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Greg. It is Sunday, September the 8th of 2013, and I thought I'd send you this instructional video on the Orbscan before they pack it up and ship it to you. There'll be two tables, one which you can see is the one that the head sits on. I've also made a slight modification as I pan over here, and you have to forgive the video capability of this, but there's a small silver bracket you'll see on the table that I just screwed in on both sides just to hold the head stable on the table. I'm sure they'll loosen that, but it was just a modified thing. There's the front of the unit, the head straps, and then it comes over, of course, the computer, which is the computer itself, the CPU, the printer on the bottom. But the other important part as I scan back around the back of this is this small little module right there. That is the module that controls the scan head. So the other thing I've done is I've labeled where the cords go. So if you'll notice on the scan head over here, there's two cords that go to the scan head. One's marked 1. I put a 1 on the scan head where it goes in, 2 to 2. And as you pan back down this cord to the computer, you'll see I marked on this little head here. I don't know if I can get in tight enough for you, but it'll say 1 and 3, and as I go back of the computer, you'll see I put a 2 there, and then the 3 is right here underneath the purple cord. So the way you start this all up, two things. Number one, of course, is you just simply turn on the computer like you would any other computer, and you reach back here and you flip the button right there on, and that turns on the power to the scan head. So there are two buttons that you have to turn on. Of course, it's a matter of just waiting for the computer to boot up. Apologize for the delays here, and if you'll just bear with me as it goes. I figured I'd make this video be a little easier on you guys to see exactly how all this works, plus proving the point that everything does work, so that if perchance something happens in the packing or the shipping, that we all have a leg to stand on, saying that this thing was operational before it went out the door. So give this just another moment to come up. Not the fastest thing in the world, guys. All right, there is no password. I took it off. You're welcome to put one on, obviously. So at this point, all you've got to do is push the entry button, and you'll see it'll go ahead and it'll start to log on. Like I said, you're welcome to put a password on it. I have cleaned up the system and taken all my old files off of it, so you got an absolutely clean system here. And just give it a second. It'll come up to, it'll say Orbscan, as you'll see in a moment. And what I normally did is I booted it up in the morning and just left it up and running all day long, and that way you didn't have to wait for all of this to come up, obviously. So here you come to the main screen. Across the top, let's see if I can get this position for you. On the far left upper button, you'll see what looks like a little page button. So all you're going to do is take your mouse. See if I can do this. I got a mouse here, but obviously I can't do everything at once. And you just take the mouse button and you roll it up to the page button and you push it. So there's your next screen, and it's a patient exam setup screen. It does require that you put in a last name. So I'm going to put in the name of my lovely assistant here in a minute. And comma, space, first name. And then you got a tab down. You do have to put in a date of birth. And you do have to put in, oh, I hit the wrong button, pardon me. Helps if you don't hit the wrong button. So bear with me as I redo this. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Let's try this again. Tab down, date of birth. And then again, just tab over to gender. You do have to put in female. And then you come down and you hit with your mouse the acquire button. And that gets everything ready. So what's happened now is you'll see the scan head is activated, it turns yellow. So I have my lovely assistant. Take off your glasses, Miss Deborah. Say hello to Greg, Deborah.
Hi, Greg.
Okay, so hold on, let me get this table adjusted down. There's a button at the bottom of the table.
And I'm short.
Just push it, table scoots down. Have the patient put their chin on the chin rest. And then you'll find that you can raise the chin rest on the button down here that I'm rolling. And I get the table more adjusted, just bear with me, guys. This is not, quality production. Put your chin right there, Deborah. And bring that all the way up. All right, so you'll see, if you look at her eyes, you see the reflex. I see if I can get it right there. And all you do is line it up to the pupil. Okay? There is a head strap. Just helps keep them stable. I'm going to put this down for a minute. Bear with me. Put the head strap on it. Okay. So you'll see over there, if I can get it in focus well, the eye's starting to come into focus. So let me just see if I can prop this up and get this to where you can see it.
Look in the middle.
Yeah, just look in the middle, Deb. This is when I wish I had a couple extra hands here. So you bear with me. I'm gonna put this together. All I'm gonna do is take the joystick and move this around and get her centered up, and then I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. And just give me another second here. Okay, so I've got her partially centered, but you'll see it's still low. Underneath the handle here, let me get down here, this other silver handle right up here. This is what will allow me to go vertical and get that more lined up like that. And then you're just going to move the joystick back and forth, in and out, till you put the red reticule in the center of the pupil and line it all up. Bear with me a second as I do that.